Welcome to a Positive Perspective YouTube channel. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share with any friends that you think may need to hear a message. So, today we're going to talk about give yourself grace. Grace will make a difference. Grace is something that we have to give ourselves in this crazy journey called life, and this crazy journey of entrepreneurship, and this crazy journey of just becoming a better person. Why? Because we need time to pour back into ourselves. We need time to let our minds relax from the mundane, everyday, busy routine of life of getting up every morning, helping people, pouring out to people, scheduling and just life, jobs. So grace is for you. Grace is taking time out your day to sit there and just cater to yourself, cater to your mind, cater to what you like, cater to the things that's going to help you be more uh, effective, more healed, more healthy. An example that I would give when talking about grace is a grace period for your job. So, if you have to be at your job at 7 o'clock, they give you a grace period of 10 to 15 minutes after 7 o'clock in order to get there without being considered late, right? So in life, we are trying to run this race of accomplishing things, but we don't sit there and take the time to pour into ourselves, to give ourselves love, to enjoy life. So I would say use that example as a life example. Take your life as seriously as you take the job, as seriously as you take helping other people uh be motivated, or just accomplishing your own goals. You have to take yourself more seriously and give yourself grace, time to reflect. So grace is definitely something that will make a difference in just your life overall. So before we go more into grace, I want to give you a powerful quote about grace. When you live with grace and gratitude, happiness into your life. When you live with grace and gratitude, happiness enters your life. Happiness enters your life because you are taking time out for yourself. In that time span of you taking that, it could be 15 minutes, it can be 1 month, it can be 2 months. Your soul needs time to relax. Your body needs time to relax. Your mind needs time to relax. You have to relax. You can burn yourself out in this journey called life by always trying to operate to exceed. But sometimes the fastest way to get there is to relax and make sure that you are healed and well rested. You only get one body, only. We think a billion thoughts a minute in our head. We can. I may be over exaggerating, but I think a lot. But you have to take time to sit there and give yourself grace to relax. It's not saying because we relax, things are not going to get done. Things still going to get done if you take a break. Because I know in this world, we love to sit there and think that if we continue to relax, nothing gets done. No, things still get done, but things can't get completed if you're not okay. A lot of people, especially in our black communities, far as grace, we tend to overwork ourselves, right? Because first of all, we behind in so many levels, as far as housing, poverty, that we work, 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 work. and we get burned out by the time we 40, 50 years old. If you can see back in a day how our grandmothers used to be, they were burnt out. And they always say that they never had time for themselves. We have to change that. We have to start implementing grace. We have to start putting our happiness and ourselves first. When you operating in a sense of I want to be happy and whole, you have to realize what does that look like for you. And that time period of grace, that's when you can figure that out because you're just silent, focusing on you. I want you guys to do an exercise. I don't care if you work a 40-hour job. I don't care what you do because life is going to be life in anyway. So you have to make that time. You have to make that sacrifice to say, well, I'm not going to watch that TV show. I'm going to take that 30 to 45 minutes as a grace period for my soul, my mind, my body, my spirit, and focus on me. Pour into me. Meaning, figure out what makes you happy. Figure out what you do not like. Figure out what you like. Figure out things that you used to do that you no longer do no more that brought you joy. That is where grace plays a great part. Because sometimes we get caught up in this life and we forget anything that we used to like. Um, and it hinders us. It makes us feel as though we are robots and we're just on this everyday routine, but nothing is for us. Yeah, we work because we want to provide a roof over our head, but I mean, if you did not have to work, let's be honest, nobody would be working. We will all be home, reflecting and enjoying our family, um, gardening, whatever the case may be that brings you joy. That's fine. But back to, I want to just give that example of how our great grandmothers were just running and never took time for themselves. And you have this high number of heart disease, breast cancer, depression, stress, loneliness that a lot of black women dealt with because they never took a grace period to have for themselves. And I don't want to see that happen anymore. I think once something starts happening and shifting in our community, it will be a domino effect. So if you can look at Grace as such as this beautiful queen just gracefully sitting down and she looks happy and healthy, that is what we should be picturing ourselves to be. I'm pretty sure she looks like she take care of herself. She looks like she give herself grace. And this is more than just um a superficial type of content. This is more of a spiritual based content because when you sit with yourself, you can reflect on a lot of things. You can heal from a lot of trauma. You can heal from a lot of negative thoughts. You can reflect on certain relationships that you need to have in your life and certain relationships that you do not need to have in your life. You can reflect on what you have accomplished because sometimes we get caught up in our everyday life that we forget that we have accomplished a lot of things, but we're so running on everyday routines that we don't look back at our accomplishments. And sometimes when you give yourself an how can I say, a noticeable reward of recognition, you learn that okay, I can give myself a grace period because I did accomplish something, right? Because we keep running and running in life because we want to accomplish things, and it's just in us. It's, if you're ambitious, if you're trying to just just live this life in a certain way, you think the more accomplishments that you have, you're getting somewhere, and sometimes you're not. You're just accomplishing things. If you don't have any spirituality, if you don't have your mindset right, if you don't have a good relationship with your children because you still have childhood trauma or you didn't have great parents to look up to show you what a great parent is, You're just accomplishing things. You're not healing things. And it's better to heal to accomplish. Because when you heal, the accomplishments that you get from healing, you create healthy bloodlines that will take what you have done and keep implementing it. And now you have a generation that knows I need to accomplish goals. However, me, myself, I am the number one person that needs to be taken care of, that needs self reflection, that needs to take a nap, that needs to sit there and maybe just not do nothing. You know what's crazy? Not doing nothing gets a lot done. And I know that may sound crazy because you think like if I'm just sitting there, I'm not accomplishing anything. But you are. You are really accomplishing things. Like just think about it, right? Have you ever just sat there and not do anything? And you start getting ideas. You start reflecting like, well, maybe I could have did this way. And when you go do whatever situation or whatever duty that you had to do, you do it in a different way, a better way. Or when you're sitting there not doing nothing, you start thinking like, well, dang, I remember I used to read all the time and I really enjoyed it. I haven't read a book in forever. Now you're starting to reflect to what things that used to bring you joy. So guess what you're going to start doing? Going back, reading books. Now your life becomes a little better because you're paying attention to yourself now. You took that time, you made them sacrifices to realize what you actually need for yourself, what you need for your soul. Meditation. Meditation is a great way to sit there and get connected with yourself. Meditation is for you to understand that your mind needs a grace period. Your mind needs time to quiet itself with outside things and tap into your highest, most powerful self to hear things that you need to hear. That's what that is what meditation do. It makes your mind take a break, but in that midst of that break, you get beautiful downloads. You get to um, elevate in a higher way. So everything needs a grace period. When you look at it, your mind needs a grace period. That's what meditation is. Your soul needs a grace period. That's what relaxing a body, lighting a candle, relaxing, doing something that you love. That brings happiness. When you feed into yourself, that's happiness. So that happiness that you have within yourself, it's gonna pour out, and you're gonna look so beautiful to people. You're gonna look like you're shining. You're gonna look like you're growing, and you are. Part of evolution is transformation, and transformation is part of you taking and being accountable for your own happiness, right? So when you allow grace to happen in your life, well, I'm sorry, you're not allowing grace, you're taking grace and implementing in your life because you people have so many excuses as to why they, aren't where they're supposed to be or aren't happy. It's because you didn't take the time to give yourself that freedom. And we have to start doing it. We have to learn from our past relatives, and we have to learn from our own past experiences. So grace plays a part in everything that we do in this life. And I'm happy to gain this understanding and this clarity of grace because I just had to give myself grace. I was working, 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 working. I'm not gonna say I felt burnt out, but I felt as though I was just always working. Like from the time I woke up. But I always incorporated self love, self care. I wake up early. I'll meditate. I'll work out. And I always gave myself that level of grace, kind of, sort of, but it was always intentional. It was always to better my body, always to better my mind. But the level of grace I needed was just to relax. Like, I was working on my body, had intentions with everything that I was doing in life. But what I didn't do was give myself a grace period to just relax, just not to do anything, just be present, just be in the moment. Um, Read more books because you used to love to read books, Shatar. Read more books. So that's the level of grace I had to incorporate in my life. So you have to be aware of what you need in your life. Grace can be different for every different individual. You just have to self reflect. Oh, and another thing too, I'm telling you, naps is powerful. Naps is really powerful, but I feel so much better that I had that time to relax because I feel like I'm better. I feel as though I have a better understanding of what it is that I need, what it is that I need to accomplish, because those things came to me when doing nothing, right? So that's the powerful thing of doing nothing. If you understand universal laws, you understand that the energy that you give up, you'll get back. So no matter if I'm doing nothing, I'm always my energy is always still working for me. So I I attract what I give off, meaning I attract positive things because I am a positive person, and I believe that that happens for pretty much everyone. So just be aware of that. I just want you guys to, women also, to understand that it's okay to take breaks. It's okay to not want to do nothing. It's okay to just lay in a bed and not do nothing. It's okay to just want to relax and cut everybody off and cut your phone off and don't communicate with nobody, because that's life. We all are capable of being like this. It's life. And I can continue to talk and talk about race, but until you actually take charge of your life and take that time to have grace with yourself, it will work out for you miraculously. I promise you. It has worked for me. It has worked for everyone before me. And I'm here to break generational curses. So I don't want to be a robot. I want to be a beacon of light, a beacon of love, a beacon of hope, a beacon of knowledge, a beacon of something higher than myself that speaks to me when I am giving myself grace with my mind, giving myself grace with my spirit, and giving myself grace with just understanding that I cannot control time, but I can make the time work best for me. Thank you for listening to A Positive Perspective. You are amazing. You will continue to be amazing. Keep putting forth the effort to make your life what you want it, and everything will align. Everything will align. I'm telling you, like I've been through that situation, and you're gonna be doubtful sometimes, but that's life, right? That's where you self reflect to know I doubted myself, but I know that I can do it, and that will be your testimony to help someone overcome their doubt. So, thank you for watching. Subscribe to A Positive Perspective. Share this message with someone that you know that is just on a treadmill to meet their goals, but is burning themselves out, and just let them understand that grace is, it's not a bad thing. Give yourself time off. It's not a bad thing. It's actually more beneficial than you think. Have a great day.